Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Otto's Grotto, all things geek and unique, featuring 3 Men in a Basement. This is actually one of our 3 Men in a Basement shows. This is going to be a little video tour of my grotto, my toy room, my man cave. I moved some stuff around, so I'm kind of down here by myself, trying to do this on my own. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through it, show you some stuff that I've been collecting and some stuff that's really important to me. This right here is where we film, or we shoot 3 Men in a Basement with me, my partner, Roger Levesque, and the executive producer, Bernie 1869. I threw some fun stuff that I've collected over the years up here, and I'll tell you a little bit of story. The Punisher poster, I actually rescued that from my brother-in-law. He had that sitting at his my mother-in-law's house, sitting in a frame. I loved it. Jim Lee style of Punisher, really cool. I picked this John Byrne She-Hulk poster up at a Comic-Con for $1. It was a toy con. It was very, I don't know, misrepresented. But I saw it rolled up. I saw the date. Didn't know what it was. I thought it was actually an X-Men poster. So I picked that up for $1, and you can't go wrong with the She-Hulk poster done by John Byrne. Over here, right over here, I have one of my favorite books in my collection. This is my Amazing Spider-Man number 10, 7.0, Steve Ditko at its finest. One of Steve Ditko's greatest works, in my opinion, just because of the simplicity of the cover and the details of all the characters that he put into it. So I really, really enjoy that character. I'm going to show some of my books later. In the back, you can see just some people that I've met in my travels. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, along with Star Wars. I've met William Shatner. I've met Avery Brooks, who plays Cisco. I played Leonard Nimoy, rest in peace. I had front row seats one time to see Rob Halford and Judas Priest. And then over there, you see one of my prize collections when I had a chance to meet twice Batman himself, with Burt Ward. So rest in peace, Adam West. I was very happy to meet him twice. All right. Over here, we have some newer things that I've picked up. We have the Infinity Gauntlet, you know. Love it. I'll show you guys what it does real quick. Really, really cool. Fantastic. I've also been watching Cloak and Dagger. I don't know if you guys have been watching Cloak and Dagger, but I think it's a really amazing show. We actually talked about it on Lords of the Long Box and also on 3 Men in a Basement. Then over here, we have some of my other neat stuff, okay? Some stuff that I've been collecting along the way. This Galactus, giant-sized Galactus, pretty cool toy. My Silver Surfer number 1. Then down here in the corner, if you can see this, you can see all my Autobots. I'm a huge Transformers fan. And down there, I have all 5 Autobots. They do not have their weapons, but I'm okay with that. Moving up, you see the Iron Fist variant that I picked up, 9.6 CGC with the Iron Fist figure. I also have some figures that I really enjoy. Up on top, you'll see Klingon Bloodwine and Romulan Ale. What's really cool about that is I actually purchased that in Las Vegas when the Star Trek Hilton experience was open, and that was a really cool experience. Unfortunately, now it's closed. Down here, I have some original Star Wars stuff, TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Behind it, you'll see that I have just some superhero stamps that they re-released, that the post office did. Up on top, I'm going to go up top to one of the TVs. You'll see 2 Pops and one of the other Dorbs. The 2 Pops, one is Space Ghost, one of my favorite superheroes. The other one is the Tick, gave to one of my good Instagram Comic Talk Illuminati brothers, my boy Mel. He was a huge Tick fan. And also up on top, you see Reverse Flash. And I was at a con, and I actually got to meet the actor who plays Reverse Flash, and he actually signed it to me and the family. And then as we go down, we're going to go across the dry bar. Excuse me, I'm kind of just trying to make this all work. All right. And if you're watching me right now on YouTube, this is our 3 Men in a Basement channel right here. Please sub up, tell some friends about it. We do live shows we try to do every 2 weeks. What's fun about our shows is that we do it live from the grotto. So it's me, Bernie 1869, and my buddy Roger Levesque. We do it live. We talk about comics. It's all kind of from the hip. We have good banter, good discourse, really fun stuff. Now, something you probably didn't know about me is I'm a huge Batman Lego fan, okay? I'm a huge fan of the 66 Batman. I'm also a huge fan of Batman in general, for toys and comic books. So here is quite a bit of Batman Legos that I've collected throughout the years. You can see right here, I have the big car from the movie, but down there you see I have some other sets. I have a little penguin set right here, and here's my pride and joy. Now I know this is kind of crowded, but I'll give you an idea what it is. It's the Batman 66 set, with some other sets. Okay, so it is the Batman 66 Cave. And if you ever really want to see what it does, you should go online and just check it out, because the bookcase does move. Adam West falls down through it. Batman pops out. You can see over here the helicopter, and over here you have Joker's Funhouse, which is a really cool set. Down here, I have a lot of the minifigures that I've collected through the years, through going to various cons and stuff like that. You know, are they all official Lego products? I don't know. A lot of them might be bootleg, but I'm okay with that because, again, I'm not reselling. I'm just collecting. Eventually, I'd like to have a shelf where it's all Batman Lego stuff. All right. Over here, up on top, I've got some more Batman stuff. One of my favorite Detective comic books, the Joker with the fish guns. I have the first appearance of Bane. I have the first appearance of Poison Ivy with the pinup. Over here, you can see I have BA12, Batman 12, first appearance of Harley Quinn, 9.4. Next to it, I have Mad Love, the Alex Ross cover. That would probably come back pretty high if I graded it. And down here, I have a bunch of prints. That print is a George Perez print, actually signed by George Perez when I met him. Something that I really like to have. Over here, I have a painting done by my brother, Brett X, Power Kid Comics. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. He's an independent comic book artist. This was a commission he did for me. It's a really cool book, a really cool painting that he did, and he did that in 2007, all right? So we're gonna move over to here. Over here is a really fun section because this is a lot of stuff, and you've got to really dig deep to see it. So I'm gonna turn the light a minute. So give me 1 second. All right. And here, you got a lot of stuff. Right up top, you see the Star Wars 12 back, okay? Those were rescued by me from the original owner. And they're pretty much all complete, including the guns, but they are out of the box. It does come with the stand. Second thing, you see some Star Trek stuff that I've collected, some more Star Wars Lego figures. Then in the second shelf, you'll see a bunch of HeroClix that I was collecting. I was a huge HeroClix collector. I'll see if I can get a little closer when it came out, but now I just really kept the ones that I like. You can see I've got like King Joker, I've got some Uniques, I've got Lobo in the back, I've got Thanos, Black Adam, one of my favorite villains, some of the Green Lantern's corpse, I've got Patch back there. Third row, some of my favorite Star Wars Legos. I've got the Rey speeder, the scene where Luke or Anakin turns into Darth Vader, and over here I have the carbonite chamber with the Ugnaughts, where Han Solo turns into carbonite. Below that, I have some Cars stuff. I have 3 kids. I love them all to death, but my oldest one was a huge Cars fan growing up, so I started collecting all the cars for him. So not only is it a big part of his childhood, but it's a big part of me being a young father. Over here, I have this Yoda figure, this hand puppet. This is actually from 82. And next to my Hulk, I have my giant size Hulk, signed by Jim Steranko. I'm going to have Lou Ferrigno sign it at Terrificon this year. Down here, I have another cover swipe of that cover. I also have another swipe done by Greg Pack and Brendan Chow. I think I'm going to have him autograph that because he will be at Terrificon also. Then I have another one done by John Romita Jr. So I have the 3. I think there's a couple more of those that I haven't picked up yet. Up top, you'll see 2 of my favorite books ever. I'm a very linear comic book collector. But what I mean by that is linear comics is if I have 2 books that are very important and very similar with the same storyline, I like to have them of the same grade. So right here, I'm going to try to move it up and not try to distort it. I have my favorite comic book of all time, X-Men 102, Juggernaut versus Colossus on the cover, done by Dave Cockrum, the late great Dave Cockrum. Next to that, I have 103, the second part of the book, both graded at a 9.2, and I also have the Jug figure. This thing weighs about 15 pounds. Very cool figure. So let me just give you a better shot of it, and behind that I have my oldest son when he was a baby. So there you go, some of my linear comic book collecting. Now we're going to go deep into the audience section of the grotto where people can come and sit. We do have a studio audience sometimes, so it's pretty fun to do that. Just lost something right there, but that's okay. We're going to keep going and hope I keep power during this whole thing, all right? So thank you very much for sticking along and watching us and following 3 Men in a Basement on YouTube, okay? So now I'm going to come over here. This is one of my funnest setups right here. This is a display case. That's got a really bad glare. I'm going to try to work on that. The display case that I picked up, actually somebody was throwing it out. In this display case, you can see some of my favorite books that were actually a gift from my Comic Talk Illuminati brothers, K.P. Henderson, Play Comics, Chris Shaver, my boy Fett, Bernie 1869, Uncle Tito, Explosive Comics, and stuff like that. So they got me those books, both 9.4s, First Bounty Hunters and #1. As a Star Wars fan, believe it or not, I never actually owned those books, because to me, Star Wars are movies and toys. It really wasn't comic books, okay? And I apologize for the glare if I don't get this right, but up here, I have my Uncanny X-Men 101 and 135, both at an 8.5, first appearance of Phoenix and first appearance of Dark Phoenix, in my opinion, okay? Even though Marvel doesn't recognize this. I also have these pretty cool statues that I picked up. I picked up the red one last year, and then this year I picked up the white one. Wasn't planning on owning both of them, but like I said, I am a linear comic book collector, and that was something that I definitely had to get. Over here, I have 2 books that I picked up at a show recently. This is one of my favorite X-Men storylines, X-Men 121 and 121. First appearance of Alpha Flight, where X-Men and the Alpha Flight go at it. And it's definitely a Donnybrook, and I'll be honest with you, Alpha Flight kicks their butt, so don't sleep on that, okay? Over here, I have something that's a 1 of 1, okay?